Hi guys! So, I didn't make a video yesterday, so I'm making a video today. I don't know if these are urban legends, but there'll be a link to where I found this. Sorry, I had to write down the link. I did it on my computer and then I printed it out on a piece of paper. So there'll be a link to where I found these. Some of these aren't really urban legends. Sorry, we're talking. So really quick update, there will be a live stream, kind of Q&A going on Sunday, so make sure you go and check it out. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and go down and click the subscribe button and hit the notification button so you know when I do make videos. I love all my subscribers. Sadly, I lost 2 and I'm down to 13 now. So thank you everyone who stayed with me. Thank you to Eric, you've been here with me since kind of the beginning, so thank you very much everyone for subscribing and staying with my channel. I love all of you guys so much. Now, so the first one I think a lot of people know is Bloody Mary, and if you don't know what that is, it's kind of this game that's come out of it where you go into the bathroom and you say Bloody Mary 3 times, you see if a woman appears in the mirror. Now the belief of, so Bloody Mary, I'm kind of looking back at kind of the history stuff, but she's always a female. Her face is always distorted. It is probably a result of a tragic or really violent death, and they believe it is a car wreck that did that to her. And so, sorry, it is also believed that why you see her in the mirror is because she was a very beautiful woman and she was obsessed with that she was beautiful, so she was always looking in the mirror. That's why she appears in the mirror. And there is another one where she is known to, I guess this is another belief, but where she is believed to be walking abandoned highways or roads, and kind of like a hitchhiker, and people pick her up and then she just disappears. There's another one that is Danish, yeah, and then there's another one where it's called the Weeping Woman. This is Hispanic, sorry guys, folklore, who is said to have killed her own children and waters internally in kind of purgatory, I guess. So there are multiple beliefs of Bloody Mary. The one I grew up with was kind of the one where she was hit with a car and was all disfigured. And actually, when I was little, I used to play Bloody Mary with any of my friends that came over and spent the night. So this next one is called The Missing Bride, and this one just makes no sense to me. So this one's more, this has actually happened, I think a recent one was in the 75, it said on the website, so it just said 75. But this woman, they were at a wedding, and so there was like 20 people left, and they decided to play hide and seek, and so the groom was it, and the bride wanted to win, and so she went and hid in the attic in this old trunk, and so the trunk lid fell and locked her in, and because the trunk was old, it couldn't budge, and she wasn't found until 3 years later. A cleaning lady found her in there. She had suffocated to death. Maybe she survived a day or 2. That's like my worst fear, to be trapped and then suffocated. So the website says that this goes back 200 years. The earliest version that the person found was an anonymous newspaper article published in 1809 entitled A Melancholy Occurrence. It opens with an announcement of a singular and calamitous event in Germany, an incident long involving in the deepest mystery. It ends as above with the description of a crumbling skeleton in an old forgotten trunk, a trunk in which a newlywed bride had inadvertently locked herself in and miserably perished years before. So basically what was happening, there's actually 3 examples on the website, so this has happened 3 different times. And it goes back all the way to 200 years. Look, if you're going to play hide and seek at your wedding, don't go hide in a trunk that you're going to get locked in. No. Don't hide it. Don't hide in it. Premature burial. Now this one I've kind of heard about. I think this one says 19th century, but I've also heard there was a TV documentary, I can't remember the name of it, but it talked about how this guy's wife, there was a huge sickness going around and it lowered the pulse of a person and the breath. So when the doctors went to go and see if she was still alive, he couldn't tell that she was still alive and thought that she was dead, so they buried her. And then time went on and he noticed people started getting better, and he feared that the doctors noticed that the person plummeted and came right back. So the husband feared that he had buried his wife alive and went back and dug up the casket to see if she was still alive. Sadly, she died of suffocation, and there were clear there was no flesh around her fingertips because she had been scratching. He put a statue of her on her burial place to always remember her. But this is what the one I have. It says it didn't help that medical science was slow to produce a reliable checklist of vital signs. So the vital signs are like heartbeat, blood pressure, and all that. Nor that many doctors prior to the late 19th century were too poorly educated or incompetent, or both, to tell a living body from a dead one. It is also a fact that something of a moral panic concerning premature burials took hold in parts of Europe and North America during the 18th century, 19th, and 20th centuries, the fever of which was scandalous, warranted by the facts. Historians summarize it may have been prompted by the medical discovery the victims of suffocation and drowning could be resuscitated. Guys, I cannot talk today, sorry. That though they may appear dead, they really weren't. This must have been a disconcerting realization for many people at the time. So, in any case, so strong was the fear of being buried alive during the 19th century that some folks who had the means to take wills that their coffins be outfitted with signalization devices just in case. No one knows if any of these were ever actually put in place. So, sorry, that's the piece of paper I have. I've heard of this. If you go to some really, really old cemeteries, sometimes you'll find that some of the burial places or tombstones have little bells next to them, or like where the casket, aligned with the casket. And so they believed that there was a string in the casket that someone could pull and it would ring the bell and let whoever was near know that someone was alive in the casket. Now, like the article said, there's actually no real way of knowing if these things worked or if anyone actually believed of doing this. They just, if you were buried alive, you were basically dead, unless someone knew. That's again, like the being trapped in an old chest is terrifying to me, and then being buried alive is just even more terrifying. They're kind of the same thing, which is really funny because I have an old chest in my closet, so yeah. Okay, sorry guys, my brother came in to talk to me really quick, so I had to stop the video. I won't edit it, maybe bloopers are funny to you guys. So if you have heard of any of these urban legends, go ahead and let me know it down in the comments. If you have any questions for my Q&A, which is taking place on Sunday, 6 to 7, come tune in, guys. I'm super excited for it. Then go ahead and leave it down in the comments. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead and do it. I reply back. I love getting comments, so thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for Eric for always commenting. So guys, if you want a shout out, comments and I will shout out to you. So that's really all I have for you guys today. I love all of you guys. Thank you subscribers so much. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you are not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I have my next video. Bye guys.